Hello and welcome to These Are My Friends. We are your friends, me and Daniel here. Today we have a couple interesting things we want to go over. It's Pride Month.
It's Pride Month.
Woohoo, yeah, Pride Month.
Hell yeah. When you have an opportunity to be an ally, you probably should.
Full on, full force. We also have a conspiracy corner that we go into a couple conspiracy interesting facts that are all true, by the way.
Commodore Crunch's corner of conspiracies, whatever.
Captain Crunch, conspiracy corner, all K's. You'll see. It's our first non-sponsor.
I don't think it's all K's. I think that's territory we don't want to go towards. The acronyms that involve only K's are never good.
But we discuss a little bit about new tech and the tech deck corner. That's kind of cool. Tech deck corner. Yeah, we new tech coming down the pipe in 2024. I don't think we have to say corner.
It's just on the tech deck.
Tech deck. Yeah, I don't know why everything's in a corner. Every little thing I do is in a corner. Yeah. So we got Pride, we got technology, we got conspiracies, better mental health, and implementations to make your working schedule better, and how we are easier on ourselves with certain things. How
it's
would you
just about
explain
some self-forgiveness when it comes to staying super busy. Those of us who are out there trying to get it, that culture where it's go out and get it, really work hard. The harder you work, the better it will be. The more you put in, the more you'll get out. To a degree, that's what we live by, right? We try to work really hard to make this sort of stuff happen. But end of the day, it actually pushing harder doesn't always work. If you have slippery soap in your hand, the harder you squeeze, it's going to just fly out further, right?
So we're going to tell you implemented ways that we use and practice to give ourselves benefit of the doubt as creative types that have 5, 6, 7 ongoing projects all the time, and how not to stress out and how not to burn out, and give yourself some credit and give yourself some time.
Yeah, we got a cooker for you this time. Thank you so much for tuning into the TrMF podcast.
Bless.
And remember, when they ask, tell them
these are my friends. You are our friends.
Good morning, Big D. What up?
What up?
How you doing, man?
Oh man, caffeinated.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm a little caffeinated as well. It's what you gotta do when you're up this early. What is it? The crack of noon?
The crack of noon.
Usually we talk to you guys like in the evening, but we decided to meet up before Dylan has to go off to work. So, good morning. Welcome to the TRMF podcast.
We got an exciting things. A couple things to talk about today, I would say. We got a whole rap sheet of entertaining tidbits and fun.
Yeah, it's Pride Month, guys, and I know that a lot of you are celebrating that and that you're having a really good time and that it's fun. It's really nice to see everybody supporting one another out there. I just wanted to touch base on something. I know I'm going to get a little bit serious right out the gate here, right? So
do it.
Some of you know that I'm in a band, and obviously this band has social medias, right? And so one of the things we like to do is take the opportunity to support. I know that some people make fun of that kind of thing online, like, oh, you're just jumping on a bandwagon of support, right? For pretty much anything. Anytime, support the Ukraine, support Black Lives Matter, anything like that, right? Even if, we can discuss about how effective it is or not, right? That's fine. Maybe it's not the most effective thing you could do. You could probably do more effective things to help people out there than just change your profile picture or whatever it is, right?
Right.
However, in this world, you're not given that many opportunities to show your support for people who might not understand that they are supported, right? So if there's somebody out there who's either trans or gay or just on that LGBTIQ, in that team, basically they should know that people like metal bands full of straight guys, like my band, supports them. We represent for them, right? We change our Torify logo to a rainbow one. And I love seeing how many people support that. There's like 50, 60 people that support that, right?
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah.
It's beautiful to see that.
And it's one of those things that it's at the end of the day, like if it doesn't harm anybody, why do you got to take this as your pedestal to make a point? Like,
this is exactly where I'm going for it, right? So there's a couple people, and you know what, 60 whatever, some people or whatever that supported. You're beautiful people, and all you had to do was support, and you did your job. Hopefully, somebody out there who's having difficulty, who's in that camp, will see that all these people and this awesome cool metal band that I like. They support me.
You're talking just a summary of what he's talking about. He has his band Torify. He's changed the Torify logo to have like the rainbow.
Yeah, one of our members changed it to be the rainbow version of our logo,
which is totally cool.
In support, right? Yep. Just to show everybody this is this is who we stand with.
Yeah,
right?
And he's talking about a lot of his followers and friends showing support by just liking this photo. Is what
almost
he's breaking down.
99% of the people, they showed support, and then there's a couple people, right?
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to
then-
talk about. There's got to be somebody who takes it somewhere else, right?
Yeah,
They
right,
take
right.
it to a selfish place, right? This is your chance. You're not given that many chances to stand up for people in the world. Now is your chance to, at least just on a little tiny 1% scale, show that you support those who are allies, right? You're against bigotry, you're against bullying, you want people to feel welcome and included, right? You're a good person, ideally, right?
Hopefully.
However, in this moment, this person decided that it would be a good idea to make a joke right now, right?
Oh.
Is it time to make a joke? Do you put "that's gay" as a joke?
Yeah.
Even though we all understand, okay, they're not a bigot, they're not hateful.
They're trying to make an
trying
ironic joke that
to be-
everybody said 30 years ago now or whatever, like in the 90s, that's what
Right.
people said, and it's very
They're
it's
saying
not cool then either,
They're
but
saying an inappropriate thing because it is, in fact, gay, I guess, sure. But, you know what I mean? Everybody gets the joke, but it's like, why are you doing that? Like, why are you going to do that? It was a guy who I respect from another metal band, too, who we like. And we're like, why are you going to test this with us?
yeah.
Why are you going to make it like people raise their eyebrow when they look at your comment? You know what I mean? Why are you, is this a joke? Like, or is this finally an opportunity to stand with the people who need you?
I for
I'm
the
all about
vast,
jokes.
Vast majority of like what you're going to say, like I had no idea what you're about to go. Like I think that like it context is so hard to deliver through any sort of social media, text, whatever.
Yeah.
So something like that is just like not a good idea.
I know the guy.
It didn't work
I know
for
he's
Whoopi.
not.
It doesn't work for you. Yeah.
I know the guy aside, and I know
Right.
that he's not hateful.
Yeah.
Right? He's not actually, it's not coming from a place of hate or,
But 1,000
disdain.
other people looking at that is going to be like, wow, that was inappropriate.
Wow,
yeah.
you chose to make a joke right now.
Yeah.
Eh?
And
Is that
something
what you did?
literally hasn't been cool. Not that it was ever cool. Fuck it. But
That's what I
something
mean, right?
that's not even a thing for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
But even like I said, even saying that, even that back then wasn't appropriate. But it was like,
Another guy,
what are you throwing back to 2007?
and that was the
Yeah.
mild one, right? And another guy said, LOL Bud Light. And the guy who posted the rainbow in our band didn't even know what that. He's like, what is that? Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you're so old, dude. But
Bud Light.
calling him
Yeah.
out, right? And so
Yeah, was that Mr. Kid Rock that commented that?
it was some guy like that. LOL Bud Light. And now
Yeah.
I'm left wondering: is this person in the camp of Kid Rock making fun of people?
Yeah.
Or because that's what it looks like.
100%. That's exactly what that looks like. Yeah.
Now I'm like, okay, benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's just drawing attention to that incident that happened. LOL. Remember when Bud Light was a problem?
You're going to have this issue too. And
Yeah.
like, it's not even that. It
I
was
don't
a
know.
non-issue.
I don't know. The point is, I'm left thinking about this dumbass comment.
Yeah.
Instead of just standing in solidarity with people
just
who need you,
Shutting
you're gonna-
up.
Yeah.
Just don't say nothing. Just like
Either
and walk away.
shut up,
Yeah.
or like it,
Yeah.
or make your own thing rainbow, or just don't say anything, or post it on your own personal thing and say LOL Bud Light if you're going to do that.
Yeah.
Don't come to me when we're trying to be supportive of people and make them understand that they're included, make them understand that they are right and special and cool and
Yep.
fine with us. What? Now you're going to make them into the butt of the joke or something? Like, and even if you're not doing that, you're going to question whether or not you're a bigot. You're going to make people wonder, like, oh, you have some problem.
That's the thing.
You know?
It's like
Why?
how do people have that, like that something in their brain turned off where they don't realize it's like, oh, I'm going to be persecuted or judged by what I put on the internet. And then even stuff like a step further that actually have some context one way or another that could make people think something of you. Just would you think you're going to get a Netflix special called Bud Light, haha, because you posted this comment on a metal band from Victoria's page? Like, what do you think the personal gain is? It's
daring-
basically one of those situations where it's all lost.
Yeah. Well, you're daring everybody else. Oh, well, what do you mean? Aren't
Stoking
jokes
the fire.
around? Can't we have jokes anymore?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, yeah, but no, you're doing it right. It's not funny.
No,
Like,
yeah.
you can't just take something that's politically spicy or whatever and something that offends people and then just say it, not even say a joke, just put that line there, Bud Light, period.
Yeah.
Everybody knows kind of what you're referring to, but you didn't even say anything as
And
a
now
joke.
we
It's
think
the laziest shit.
less of you. And
Yeah.
like, would you? And that's the other thing too. It's the keyboard hero syndrome. Like, would
You
you
missed
walk
the
up to
point.
somebody with a rainbow flag in the streets and go, haha, Bud Light? Would you do that? If you would, you're a real piece of shit.
I saw
like,
somebody else had like
It's the facelessness kind of behind the keyboard that
the
makes
hiding,
them.
the cowardice.
But then what are you gaining? What are you gaining from that?
What you're gaining is some weird little conflict where you're kind of inviting somebody to call you a bigot, or kind of inviting somebody to suggest that you're coming from the wrong place.
Then you could be a tough
so
guy.
that you on yourself, like maybe they posted it, maybe when they posted it, they thought, oh, this is going to be a little spicy. The snowflakes will be upset by this. And just waiting for somebody to take it the wrong way, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they're waiting for someone to just take it the wrong way and go, well, I'm not a bigot. I didn't say anything wrong. Legally, on paper, I didn't do anything. Look, I'm not touching you. No hands. I'm not touching you.
So,
like, dude, no,
you're
you know
annoying.
what you're doing. You're being annoying.
And you know what you're doing, yeah.
You're antagonizing. You know exactly that people are going to take this a slightly wrong way, and you're choosing to do that shit instead of support.
It's like a slander campaign on yourself. Like,
this is my point. Even if it's right or wrong, or you want to, make yourself look like an idiot in front of people, all this stuff, that's all fine. That's up to you to do. But all I'm saying is think about it next time you have the opportunity to do something good and you choose to do something fucking dumb instead. Yeah. Why?
And that actually, to a bigger scale, which totally correlates with this, I was on the old interweb Facebook and I was just looking through the BS viral trend stories, whatever. Well, I wasn't looking at it. It was shown to me.
It's curated for you.
Yeah, because that's apparently what I like. But anyways, it was Justin Bieber. So his dad, who's this big Jack Juice guy, he took the Pride Month situation to post a Facebook status, where you can make the picture like rainbow or whatever, and then put words over it. You can curate like a picture, meme, whatever. Anyways, he took this opportunity to make a post on Twitter and Facebook being like, oh, well, just remember everybody to thank a straight person for being born. And it was just, and then everybody's like, dude, what the fuck? Like, so it was, and he put it behind over a rainbow flag and stuff like that. Like, oh yeah, it's Pride Month, but make sure you thank a straight person or else you wouldn't be alive. It's like,
thanks.
Yeah. Okay.
Everybody should stop and thank all the parents of the world for banging.
Yeah.
Good job.
People did not like that. Justin Bieber's dad, and then he had to go to even Justin Bieber didn't like that.
No, of course not. You know what? Hey, Dad, you're making me look bad. What the fuck?
100%.
But like, dude, okay. This smacks of somebody with privilege, right?
Yeah.
This sounds like somebody who's never been made fun of. This guy has clearly never been on the outside of something.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like the kind of cat who's had everybody pointing at him, laughing, going, you're gay, you're whatever.
Yeah.
Or,
He's
you're
never had
straight, making fun of him for being straight, ostracizing him, making him doubt himself inside. Right. Like, oh, am I wrong? He's never been through all that stuff that those people have been through.
Got other shit that's going on in his head, and it's like one of those old school things where it's just like, well, it's more telling when you're overcompensating,
right? Like,
precisely.
Why are you thinking so much about gay people if you're so not gay? Look at me, I'm not gay. You're yelling from the mountaintop,
dude.
Nobody asked you, bro, but you just keep yelling from the mountaintop that you're not gay.
Yeah.
We're starting to wonder.
Yeah. And it's like, holy shit. But it's just that shit like that. It's like, why? What? So Justin Bieber's dad, you already have everything you want. You have a son that's bankrolling the fuck out of your life, and you've probably got some sort of success on your own. Maybe not. Doesn't matter. Why do you are you that full of yourself to think that people need to hear your opinion and that you're so cool that you can say whatever you want? And then on top of that, like in any sense, that's not what it's about. It's the same thing as the Black Lives Matter, All Lives Matter situation. It's like, we're not talking about all lives. We're talking about one thing here.
Oh, you chose to take this opportunity to point out that all lives matter. Good job.
Yeah.
So brave.
Yeah. Good for you.
You missed the point because the point is that people are being treated like subhuman. That's what the point that you should be stuck on and go, oh, we got to fix that part. Not the way we talk about it. We're allowed to celebrate things.
Like, why can't we, like, you wouldn't be like, oh yeah, well, happy Halloween and it's Christmas. It's like, well, happy Halloween. We're celebrating Halloween because it's like, yeah, we know Halloween just happened and we can celebrate that too. But we're taking this month to celebrate Christmas. Like, come on.
I love the dudes. When's the white, straight male day? Well, every day, you fucking idiot.
Yeah. Every other day of the fucking week. Yeah. Every day is that. Yeah.
Every day is that.
It's like fucking.
The reason we're having a day at all is because they're trying to bring people up from
something's been repressed. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're trying to.
And it needs, and it's
just
just
balance the scales.
Nothing wrong. And there's been a lot of people that have just felt negatively, and you're correct with people like that haven't had that sort of situation where they ever felt bad or negative in anything.
I think the worst thing,
being able like
Bieber's dad feels overshadowed by him maybe and goes, I think I'd like the world to realize that I too have opinions, no matter how stupid.
Justin Bieber's dad, I created him. Yeah, he's overcompensating.
Remember
something.
to thank a straight person for giving birth to Justin Bieber.
Yeah, it's like, is that what you're trying to say, bro? Yeah.
Get out of here.
But
you didn't do anything, man.
Yeah,
that you wouldn't have
banged.
already done.
Yeah.
You would have. It's not. You didn't do that for a service to the world.
You weren't planning on making the biggest pop star in the world. Yeah.
No. Like you did not. Yeah, I don't know. People are crazy, man.
it's pretty. Anyways, the roundhouse point of all this is that it's Pride Month. We are allies here.
Yeah,
celebrate it and just
come on.
I mean, if you haven't already, you probably won't. But just take a minute before you post. I mean, that's just basic stuff, and people make mistakes, and there's some things that are out of context sometimes.
The cool people who listen to this don't need to be told, right?
They
don't
already know what they're doing.
They're not going to try to be, hey, look at the spotlight is on me. I'm going to make this stupid joke right now.
Yeah, it's like that. I would rather poke the beehive than tend to the bees.
Exactly. I'm just pointing it out. I'm not saying swim with the fish, be a sheep. Oh, Crowley's bumping her nose on the microphone.
Crowley.
I said, don't. I'm not saying just don't think for yourself and follow everybody. I'm saying why. When you have the opportunity to stand with somebody for once, right? In this world, you don't get a lot of opportunities to show support and to make somebody feel better. Somebody's out there feeling like crap because of the way that they literally just are.
And people just don't.
And we have a chance to make them feel better. Like, hey, this cool. Like when I was a kid, I looked up to metal bands and rappers and stuff. I thought those are the cool people of the world. Wow, Crowley. Hey. She's trying to pull off my computer off the
Sorry,
desk.
we have an allied cat here that's just really agreeing with what we're saying, and she's trying to pull all our stuff off the desk.
Yeah. But basically, like I said, long story short, you have a chance to help out at all. And some people could argue that it doesn't really help to change your profile picture, whatever. All I know is that if I was sitting there feeling completely alone, like what I am is wrong, cat. And if I was feeling like what I am is just innately, like naturally not right somehow, I would want somebody who's like an official, what I think is an authority on coolness, a metal band, a rapper, somebody like that, an actor, somebody who's like got some stature,
we support you.
To say, listen, we support you and you're not wrong. You're totally right and everything's fine with what you're doing. Just keep being you.
And it's the thought. Like,
why are we not going to take that opportunity?
It's a hard thing to say. It's like, do those people that take the time to poke the beehive, have they ever felt isolated and alone? Like that sucks when you feel like that and you just feel like, wow, everybody's against me, nobody can sympathize with what I'm doing. So if there's a chance that people are actually taking the moment to sympathize with your thoughts and your problems, or not problems, but just what's going on in your life, push that up, don't bring that down, don't suppress that, because people, they're like that we're moving into a new day and age where we need to support each other, not just make everybody the cool people at the cool table and everybody else are losers and that's it.
Yeah, that being said, I feel like on one hand, who do you think you are that you're so cool that you can make fun of people or bully them? Yeah. And also, are you feeling like lesser? Are you feeling...
And then that's the other thing too. You think, have they ever felt like that? But maybe they have, and that's them lashing out, right?
Maybe because nobody has ever like supported them when they feel
they're like,
shitty.
So maybe that's it. Yeah.
I'm just playing devil's advocate right now. I'm trying to imagine
exactly what I was trying to articulate before my cat came in.
The sad straight white boy, because there's a lot of sad straight white boys out there.
But you're not allowed to be sad because you're a straight white boy, so you're not allowed to be sad.
Right.
Not that I'm saying anything in any context about that.
But that's a real fact, right?
Sure.
You're not going to want to. Nobody wants to hear a straight wealthy white man with plenty of privilege complain, right? Nobody wants to hear that. However, those tend to be the guys that are posting this dumb shit. So maybe it's just that like they're
lashing
hurt.
Out. Yeah.
They're hurt.
It's like the middle child that doesn't get enough attention.
Yeah, this is the only way that Justin Bieber's dad feels like he can get attention.
Yeah.
Is by throwing a tantrum like a toddler and fucking getting some negative attention, right?
That's how most people do it. It's easier to get negative attention than positive attention.
Yeah, well, this thought just occurred to you and you believe in it even though other people don't, Even though it's a controversial thing and other people don't believe it, I'm going to say it. You know what? You feel that heat. You feel that pressure around your ears, when you're about to say something that somebody might get a little offended or hurt, but you do it anyway because you've got an emotion inside you. You're like, I feel this right now. I'm going to do it.
And you're triggering a response. That's what you're hoping for.
Triggering response.
And anyways, long story short, we stand strong here.
Yeah. Yeah, we support you.
We have a couple things.
Whatever you are.
A couple things that we want to get into as well today that is going to be a lot of fun. I'm just
hit it, dude.
Making sure that
This cat is really...
it's derailing my thought process because she really wants to mess up everything, but I think she's settling down. Sorry, I have a cat. Her name's Crowley. She's super dope. She just wants to be involved in everything I do, and she was
chewing on my keys now.
Last 3 minutes there trying to mess up the whole situation, but she's good now. I think she's just chewing on some keys.
Like, just so you know, she was actually like up, standing on her hind legs, ripping at the power cord of my laptop, and it was going to pull everything.
Yeah, I was getting a little stressed out there, but we're good. I'm back into it. Okay. So if we're switching gears here into some fun stuff.
She's gonna knock my keys off the table. You guys will hear it. She likes the... Anyway, we're moving some fun stuff. Crowley, pay attention.
First thing, this is a short little thing, the tech corner. I don't know what we're going to call it later on, tech corner. Have you heard of Apple Vision Pro, the tech deck? Yeah, this is the tech deck.
Welcome to the tech deck.
Man, I missed those. Apple Vision Pro, have you heard of that?
Apple Vision Pro. I have not heard of it.
Brand new. It's coming out early 2024.
Is it augmented reality?
No, it's like... So first off,
well,
it looks, I mean, I guess kind of.
I want it.
But like, I mean, like, there's what do you call them? The
Google Vision or glasses or whatever.
Yeah, but like the Quest or whatever, the game ones and shit like that. Oculus and shit like that. Like there's those. This seems just like it's allowing you to do what you already do on your phone, but in front of your face. So like, first off, this is an audio podcast, so I'm going to explain it a little bit to you. It's got this. It looks super like Clockwork Orange-esque, like Stanley Kubrick like designed it, post-apocalyptic, like the world's nigh, and that's the only thing that's going to be on people's faces to survive. They couldn't have made it look more post-apocalyptic. It's this just big, ugly sort of glasses, like goggles that you put on your face,
like pit vipers.
But to the degree, like 100 times bigger. It's insane. It's basically what you do. I've gone on the website and they've like kind of showcased it and they break it down. There's like 4 little categories. Basically, what it looks like you can do is do what you can do on your phone, but in your eyes, and you control it by moving your hands. So you just move your hands and you touch things and stuff like that. Oh my God,
that's going to be awesome to see people just wacky flailing an inflatable tube man chilling on the ferry, just wow their arms everywhere.
Just smack the person trying to watch, the news in the face because you're, playing
I'm just doom
Fruit
scrolling.
Ninja. Yeah, I'm playing Fruit Ninja here. Get out of my way.
Nice.
But the big thing that like it ended, like the big mic drop moment of the thing is that you could watch a movie on like, it looked like a 300 plus inch screen. Like this, like you can watch something on it. You can make the screen massive on the top of like Mount Kilimanjaro. Like you're immersed and that you're watching.
So this is AR, it is AR. You're talking about augmented reality, right? Not virtual reality. It's the world around us plus.
I guess so, because everything else was.
Do you know the difference?
Virtual reality is kind of just
the whole realm. You're hopping into an entire thing. You're sitting kind of still or whatever, and you're hopping into a completely different dimension.
It's virtual.
That's virtual reality, where you're like really in a different environment and the room around you doesn't matter at all. Whereas augmented reality means that the world around you, like Pokemon Go, has stuff in it that you can see.
Oh, I did not realize the difference.
AR is going to be something that's really scary in the future. They're going to have to make laws for it because eventually you'll be able to just put stuff over top of people's houses and stuff. You could just put like for sale. Like you can put your website over top of somebody's front door and they can't do anything about it because it's only in augmented reality. You can't see it until you put these glasses on it. Oh, what the fuck? Somebody graffitied my whole house. Yeah. Like you can't see, right?
So but you're not actually obviously in Kilimanjaro. You're in your living room.
Okay, so that's a VR situation.
You're in your living room, sitting in the comfort of your own home.
If you were staring at your house and the TV was onto your house or on a side of a building, that's AR, augmented.
But I mean, you could do that.
Sure. But you're talking about this is like fully immersed.
Like you're sitting in your armchair and
you choose which movie to watch.
What you see is a 300-inch screen or bigger. It looked massive. You're watching, I don't know,
300.
Bowling for Columbine, 300, whatever.
Yeah, Bowling for Columbine. Got to see that in high def. Got to get immersed.
I don't know why that's the first movie that popped in my head. And you're watching it on top of Kilimanjaro.
Sure sad.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh man, yeah. You're watching that on top of Kilimanjaro, and I was like, that's insane. Like that is cool. Like I would watch Seinfeld on top of Kilimanjaro. Yeah,
we're gonna watch Seinfeld on the side of Saturn.
But then I was like thinking, like, imagine if they gave that to they donated a bunch of those to like a senior home. And then you just like walk into a room and it's like, okay, it's VR time, and they put on their things and they're like, I want to watch Lucy, and they're all twitching out and they don't get nothing. And
I thought you would just walk in and there's a bunch of corpses wearing these things because they all had heart attacks.
I was just in my room a minute ago. Now I'm on Kilimanjaro.
Oh,
Why? How did I elevate here? Yes.
Yeah, no. But that would be so awesome especially for seniors' homes, right? Imagine you could, pop a thing onto Grandpa's eyes and he can go for a bike ride now and whatever.
Or
right?
like somehow look into the past, like see like old I don't know how that would work, but like watch old home videos.
Old people are stuck in the past.
Yeah. Yes. Let's get into the future.
What's the worth of nostalgia?
Yeah. There's no worth. Yeah. Anyway, so that's my tech deck for sure.
Oh, that's cool.
Apple Vision Pro early 2024 is when it's supposed to be released. So if you want post-apocalyptic goggles that can let you watch Bowling for Columbine on top of Kilimanjaro, Apple pay me.
Man, that guy's always watching that movie. So weird. He watches it in all the places of the world, all the wonders of the world. He has watched Bowling for Columbine on the wall.
That's my one life goal.
Oh my God. Go to your happy place, right?
That's right.
Go to your comfort zone.
Then I have a current event news tip on June 8th, 2023 is when this is when this is getting recorded. Obviously it'll be out a little later, so it might change, but it's relative. Did you know that today India was emerged as the world's second largest producer of crude steel? Did you care to know that?
Congrats. Big up to India for being the second largest producer
of crude steel.
But
do you know what second place is?
China.
No, India.
What?
Second place is the first
that was a trick question. You just got me. Dude. Yeah, but you know what the second place is, right? What? Something else? No, it's India. I just told you.
I just told you, idiot. Listen. Yeah.
Man, is this a test to see if I'm listening? Because I wasn't. Crude steel. God, do I love crude steel.
Crude steel.
Thank you for all the crude steel.
That's the important news tip of June 8th, 2023. Not that I want to really time mark this, but it'll come out pretty soon. It's an audio cast. Yeah.
This day will go down in history as that day that India surpassed.
And when they become number one, you better believe we'll be reporting that.
But for real, are they not like surpassing the amount of people also?
I mean, probably.
I think literally that they're going to be. I think that. Oh, okay. Well,
it was such I was like, oh, what's cool facts for June 8th, 2023? What happened today? Right. And that was the biggest one that popped up.
I'll drop it then.
I was like, gosh, do I do more research?
I'll leave it alone.
You could do that at home. Yeah. If you care to.
How much do I care? And how much do people care? I don't
know. Okay, cool. The next part I'm going to go to, is Captain Crunch's Conspiracy Corner. It's sponsored by Captain Crunch. When you hunt for a bunch of munch, the crunch is what's for lunch. Captain Crunch. Gotta love that crunch. So for legality purposes, Captain Crunch is spelled with K's, so don't come for us. And Kellogg's don't come for us. Kellogg's is spelled with a C. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I know. It's obvious.
You know how we work here.
What do you think? I want to go straight to jail? I don't want to go to jail.
Is it General Mills? I don't know. Why is it all like captains and generals and like colonels? People just were very, what was the word? They would they were, what's the word? Shrewd. They used to be quite shrewd. They wouldn't just eat anybody's cereal. You just have some like trollop or harlot trying to sell you cereal. You're not going to eat that because you probably go straight to hell. But if,
you imagine how long it took them to accept the
sugar
Trixie leprechaun. Just getting people to eat Irish people's cereal in the first place is like really difficult, right? You just try to trust, they're after me Lucky Charms. It's like, damn right we are, motherfucker. So, there's a lot of problem in the cereal industry with being politically correct for most of the time. I think that captains, generals, they were just more easily trusted.
Colonel Sanders.
Colonel Sanders for
Admirable
chicken.
Acid Wash.
The Colonel Sanders cereal didn't go as well, but that's old. 11 herbs and spices on every crunch. There's 2 scoops of I don't know.
Chicken tendies. So this is the conspiracy. If you didn't get and all that nonsense, if you didn't get what this is
nonsense.
Captain Crunch Conspiracy Corner. All with K's.
Commodore Crunch.
Comrade
Crunch, the Russian version.
Commodore Crunch. Yeah.
I like Comrade Crunch better. That's the red box.
Comrade, yeah. So here we go. I got it. There's one called the Deceased Baby Project. So these are all conspiracies.
Why'd you whisper it? They're gonna hear you. We're gonna have to turn that up.
Yeah. just in case it shocked anybody, I wanted to make sure they felt cool, calm, and collected. Okay. These are going to be conspiracies that a lot of people were thinking were true, and we're like, this is true. It's a conspiracy, but the government won't let me admit that it's true. And then it came out that later it was true, and the government was hiding it.
So you just mean like a regular conspiracy?
It is a conspiracy these are conspiracies that were later found out to be true.
Okay.
So that's so basically, laughing at crazy conspiracy theories is good fun until they turn out to be true. Take the conspiracy surrounding the Project Sunshine, for example. In the wake of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the U.S. government commenced a major study to measure the effects of nuclear fallout on the human body. So the conspiracy was the government was stealing dead bodies to do radioactive testing. The truth was the government was stealing parts of dead bodies because they needed young tissue. They recruited a worldwide network of agents to find recently deceased babies and children and then take samples and limbs, each collected without notification or permission of the more than 1,500 grieving families, to do radioactive testing.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That's really heavy.
And and it's one of those things that like, it's cool. It's not cool. It's just interesting to know, like, there's like these things where it's like, oh, like how far, the reason why I bring this one up, the rest aren't going to be this heavy, but the reason why I put this one in here is because like, there's so many times where you think of a conspiracy, and not that I'm a tinfoil head per se, but there's so many times that you talk about it and it's like, oh, they can't be doing that. That is just a bunch of hooey.
That's too extreme.
That's way too extreme for them to be doing that and you not know.
Just remember, this is
real.
real.
They are.
They really did that.
And they did that. And it was found out later to be true. And it's just like, so don't put so much of your faith in humanity. I mean, I love faith in humanity to a certain degree, but
don't worry, we won't.
Yeah, we won't. Yeah, that's not how we do.
There's not a lot of danger of that.
The next one, it's called bad booze. So the conspiracy was, during Prohibition, the government poisoned alcohol to keep people from drinking it.
That's for real.
The truth was, crazy conspiracy theories almost always suggest the government is behind all. And they were right. Again, manufacturers of industrial alcohol had been mixing their product with dangerous chemicals for years prior to the prohibition.
Fentanyl.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was that?
Ties into, it keeps going. History repeats itself. But between 1926 and 1933, the federal government pushed manufacturers to use stronger poisons to discourage bootleggers from turning the alcohol into moonshine. It didn't stop the bootleggers and was consumed by 10,000 Americans and had been killed by tainted booze. So it didn't stop them from making it. They still used the booze that was being poisoned by the government.
The guys still made the money off it.
Yeah.
So only people that suffered were the people drinking it, and that's just the citizens. So good job, government, on killing the addicts instead of the people who are capitalizing and exploiting the addicts.
Yeah, and it goes back to, just the whole population control subject. I don't want to get into this because I don't need a red dot between my eyes. Big Brother's always listening. Never mind. Anyway, so they put extra poison in alcohol to make people sick so that they would stop drinking. And
I like you said extra poison, like there isn't already poison. Use extra. I like how they added even more poison to the booze that is already killing everying. Yeah.
This is a cool one. The first lady
booze is
who
harmful.
actually
Let's
ran
make
the
it
country.
really harmful. Sorry to cut you off. I was just being amazed by the government's logic, where it's like, we want people to stop doing this. It's hurting them. So let's
hurt them.
Make it really painful. It's like cutting off your kid's hand so he doesn't touch this hot element of the stove.
Yeah, it's like, quit. Get your fingers out of your nose. Quit picking your nose. That's it.
That's it. No more fingers.
Yeah.
There. That'll teach you to. That'll teach you to bite your nails and just rip them all out.
Yeah.
Like, great. Oh my God. Like, fuck.
Insane.
The government is such a kind and loving parent to us. Anyway.
Okay, so the next one, the first lady who ran the country. So this is really cool. It's like, when are we going to have the first lady president? It's already happened. I digress. Conspiracy. A stroke rendered President Woodrow Wilson incapable of governing, and his wife superstitiously stepped in. The truth. Wilson did suffer a debilitating stroke towards the end of his presidency.
Surreptitiously or like superstitiously?
Surreptitiously.
Okay, that's different.
What did I say?
It's not good when you hop in there all superstitiously as a president. I'm just making sure.
This has to be good. Yeah, this has to be good for me. Okay, good. 1, 2, 3. Wilson did suffer a debilitating stroke towards the end of his presidency, but the government felt it was in the country's best interest to keep things quiet. The public didn't learn about the stroke for months, during which time his wife, Edith Wilson, was making most executive decisions, despite Miss Wilson's claiming that she acted only as a steward. Historians who have analyzed the Wilson term in office confirmed that for well over a year, Miss Wilson was effectively president. So we've already had our first woman president, essentially.
What they don't really say, but that I have deduced, is that she actually was calling the shots far before his stroke.
Probably. Probably, yeah. That's usually the way it works.
I think she was governing things right from the start, quite honestly. Like, he didn't even want to run.
Happy wife, happy life. Yep.
Yeah.
But that's, yeah. So
No, but that's
technically
cool.
it's like
So technically, a woman has been running the country before, and it went very well.
Martha Stewart 2026. Well, it's already happened.
I don't think she's allowed to run. Something about the orange jumpsuit that makes them, it looks bad for the campaign. But,
okay, I got a couple
I like
more.
to see Oprah do it.
John Lennon was under
way too
government
rich. I'm just kidding. She's
surveillance. Oprah? I think she would be the best.
She would
candidate.
be a dope president for sure. She would do a lot of good things, I think. But at the same time, it's hard. It's hard to say because she's also the most giga-rich possible like black lady in the world ever was.
Yeah.
Except for maybe some like pharaohs or something back in the past. But I think that she's probably the most wealthy black woman, period, ever.
And she would, and I think she would do good, but it's hard to tell until somebody's in power.
Just by being a black woman, I think she's already way ahead of the game.
Yeah.
She would do really, I'd love to see that archetype of person become a president, right? But at the same time, is she really the best representative of black women because she is also so heinously rich?
And
like being
her
so
life was
rich.
pretty tough at the beginning. I've seen a couple things on her.
You know
and
what?
At the beginning, she was, I think, a self-made
She'd be a
boss
lot
bitch.
cooler. Oh,
yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm a fan, honestly. I think she's cool. I'm wondering if anybody who has that much money can
is out of it a little bit.
You
Yeah.
have
The
to
understanding.
be.
Yeah.
Actually, I listened to a podcast recently about a guy was saying that he's talked to a lot of billionaires. He studies them. This is what he does. And a lot of them,
like they disassociate
he says
from
that they basically
humanity.
It actually causes literal brain damage to have that much money, like actual brain damage where you are affected differently.
Well, you don't have to
a
worry
human
about.
You can't be properly compassionate. It actually like, and I'm paraphrasing this, but what he's saying is scientifically they actually regress. The part of your brain that deals with empathy shrinks in
100%.
those people. They cannot be on the same level because they are dealing in such different universe.
Cool little new story actually that ties in exactly with what you're saying. And Martha Stewart, full circle, it's a brand new thing. So she was just like the oldest woman to be on Sports Illustrated. Then you go and look at the article that she was talking about because it's also a magazine. She was giving her 2 cents, which is pissing everybody off, about remote working. So she was thinking the world can't function with remote working. People working, spending 3 days in the office and 2 days at home can't possibly get done everything that they want to get done in a work week. They need to go back to the office. And it's like, okay, boomer, sit down. Where the fuck do you work? You probably work in a private jet.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, like why are you the one to say any of this shit? You probably work in a jet. You probably work like remotely consistently.
You're more comfortable away from your home than any of us in our homes.
Yeah.
Like you have a private jet and shit. Everywhere you go.
Office.
Yeah, everywhere you go, there's people trying to make your needs be met. So of course going around in the world and flying to Paris, it doesn't matter where that woman goes, she's going to be having all of her comforts and needs met.
Ties in because she's mega rich.
Yeah. Right. How do you even think you have the right to comment on everyday people's financial experience when you are so far into the god tier level of money?
Yeah.
Even if you were to lose all of the physical money you have, you still have a name and you could have all these assets and
she
businesses.
does is remote working.
No kidding, man. I would also feel fine if I was like maybe, if I was Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
I'd be able to go anywhere on my rider, has everything I need on it. My family's there if they want to be. All this stuff, right? All these things that could potentially happen that she has no fucking idea what a traveling dude from the Midwest who has to be away from his kids and the poor wife who has to stay home and take care of them while also working and finding a babysitter. Oh, yeah, it's great to have to, these people can't work at home. We can't accomplish things. What are you talking about? They're so far removed. How can they even have an opinion on it? And
that's so that goes back to the point you were making with the billionaires having that thing. Because I think one of the biggest stresses, it's no secret, it's just the way it works in life, is financial. Financial stress is a huge thing for people. Majority of humanity has to live with it. It's just a huge thing. And if you are able to just not even think about that, you are so far ahead.
The richer countries make more art.
That's
exactly.
You can do whatever you want. It's like you're not like it's something. It's not if it's going to happen to you. It's when it's going to happen to you, unless you're a silver spoon baby. Yeah. And it's just always on your mind. Stress about rent. Stress about this. Stress about getting ahead. And I want a house one day. I want this one day. I want a decent life.
These people just want to feed their family.
Who are you to fucking say shit?
Most of the people in the world just want to feed their family today. That's the whole goal, right? So when you start talking about, I want to buy a house one day, I want to travel, I want to, all this stuff is extra. You forget,
and
right?
If none of that is on your brain, then you're
privileged.
I could see how your brain is rotting away slowly. It's a part that it keeps you on your toes. It keeps you level headed, right?
If you forget that you're privileged, you're going to start getting discontented. You're going to go, why is my pool so small?
Yeah.
And it's stupid shit like that, right? Why do I not have another hot tub? Why don't I have an infinity pool? Why is my house smaller than Bob's across the street?
Why don't I have a 5th G-Wagon? Like,
right. That shit, it's all perspective, right? It doesn't matter. If you're trying to feed your family today and you don't know how you're going to do it and you might not be able to, and maybe yesterday you weren't able to, and because of things that are out of your hands, maybe you're feeling sick, maybe you've got, who knows what people are going through. I'm got to get up this morning. I don't have a ton of money. I got to get up this morning and have my coffee, drive my car over here, set up my nice computer and my nice microphone, and talk about my thoughts with my friend. And this is like
respect that you're able to do that.
So lucky that I'm able to do that, and I don't really have a lot of money in a bank account. Imagine somebody who's got billions of dollars. They don't have to worry about what they're going to do this morning. They can get up and have their coffee and think that they can literally
point their buttholes to the sun and energize.
I can do whatever I want for the rest of my life is what they can think. And imagine the weight that is off of your shoulders if you could just do whatever you want for your whole life. And your whole family could too. And your whole town could as well if you wanted off of the money that you have. And your job is to sit there and be a god creature that decides, you get some money and you get some money and I'm going to hold this money away from you.
And I'm Tiny Tim and you're Scrooge, and that's the way it works.
Right. Yeah. So there's something wrong fundamentally. Everybody knows the story of Scrooge, right? There's something fundamentally wrong with him.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with him. He has not joined society. No. Right? He hasn't joined society. There's society and then there's him. Yeah. That's separate. And that's what these billionaires are like. Do you really want to be Scrooge in that story? They seem to think that he's the in the right. He's the winner of this story. And no, dude. The story is he comes out of it at the end and goes, I should rejoin everyone and be a human.
Yeah, it's one of those things that if you're fortunate enough to ever have enough money where financial isn't an issue, just appreciate it. And it's one of those things that, again, it goes back to the beginning, just understand and
you don't know what people are going through.
Exactly. Realize what you're doing while you're doing it, and just give yourself like that time to meditate and build up your understanding. That's the best way to put it.
I guess all the things we're talking about today is just stop and think about compassion. How is this making someone else feel? How is it making someone else feel? And why are you doing it? Is the risk reward good enough? Like you're making a sort of risque joke that somebody might get offended, but you're like, but I want to be able to make jokes. It's like, how important is that compared to how you just made somebody feel?
Are you benefiting the world? Or are you not benefiting the world? Are you benefiting yourself or are you not benefiting yourself?
End of the day, what's the result you want? Do you want to help or not?
Are you leveling up or are you leveling down? Like, what are you doing to yourself?
Are you fucking helping us or not? Is what I want to say at the end of the day. With people who make silly LOL Bud Light and that's gay and trying to make a joke out of it, it's like, I get it. I like jokes too. I like to not take myself or anything too seriously, but it's like, this is the one chance we had to be serious about something that's important that I do really believe in, and you're gonna fucking
use it as a pedestal to make it your comedy hour Netflix special. No. The one thing I do have to say about just going back a little bit here with Martha Stewart, the one thing I do agree with about remote working and not remote working is I do agree it's not fully healthy, physically and mentally, both, to be working 5 days a week in your house. No. I think like there's a woman I work with. I'm not naming names, and she'd probably never hear this podcast, but she's a wonderful, loving woman. She's great. I work at a liquor store. I'm outside. She worked in an office, and then pandemic happened, and she had to work remote from home. She gained 100 pounds because all you do is you have no like, and then yet again, it's like, well, why don't you go work out? It's like one of those things. It's just like whatever. That's here nor there. But if you work in your house all day, first off, physically, it's not good for you. Second, mentally, I think being like cooped up in one spot work, to sleep, to do anything is just not good for your mental health. You need to get out of the house at least a little bit of the day. And the fact that you're going to an office to do your work and then you separate that from your relaxing life is just all around good mentally. Forced out of your comfort zone. Yes.
You have to get forced out of your comfort zone, or else when you inevitably have to go somewhere next, you're going to be terrified and agoraphobic because you've been inside so much.
Big real estate isn't paying me to say any of this, by the way. Like, it's not because that's the other thing too. All these office spaces are just going to waste. They're paying thousands and thousands. Rent's going up and they're not being used.
That's fine. I don't care.
At the same time, it's just one of those. I don't care about that either. It's one of those things where it's just like, I do.
How about put some homeless people in there?
Huh?
How about put some homeless people in there? You got all these fucking
Two birds, one stone. Yeah, there we go. Work from home and have people live in like
under
huge,
a roof at least.
20-story office building, and they can have the craziest parties in there. But
it will be wild. That would be a mess. I like the idea that people can work from home. It makes giant cities less important, you know?
Well, I mean, I just think that I think it's been scientifically proven. I'm not going to say with 100% certainty, but I know I've heard this fact before, is that you can't really work where you relax. So especially if your computer's in your room, you can't disassociate. Oh, this is work. This is relax. You're always going to be half and half on each. So you're either going to be kind of half-assing your work, or when you're trying to relax, you're going to be half-upping.
Not relaxing fully.
You're not going to be relaxing fully because you're in your work environment. Like that's why most people thrive. So like me as a video editor and stuff like that, like I do a lot of work in my room because I have to, because I don't have a big mega mansion but hopefully sooner than later enough, when I get my own place or a different place, I will have my work room and my office. Exactly. And then I can at least separate it that way. And there's certain things, or maybe I'll have an office downtown sometime. Who knows what the future holds? But I do agree with getting out there and
I think I've talked about this before. If I may just really quickly, I've talked about this before, and I talked to you last time off mic about this. Is John Cleese has a really good talk. He's got a good speech about the tortoise enclosure, which means that your creative brain, he's likening it to a tortoise, right? In a zoo or something. This is this tortoise. It's not going to come out of its shell. It's going to stay hidden if there's all these circumstances aren't exactly correct. If it doesn't have the safety, like the time and the space. So it needs the tortoise enclosure to even come out. It needs the time cut out in the day. So you say, okay, for 45 minutes, I'm not going to be disturbed. That's the time you slice out. And then you go say, I'm going to go to the park, or I'm going to shutting the door to my office, or whatever it is. You create barriers of space as well. So you create a barrier of space and a barrier of time. And once you have that, he calls it the tortoise enclosure. Then your creative brain, which is this timid sort of tortoise creature, can come poke its head out a little bit and actually start doing some work for once. Because otherwise it's going to stay hidden. If you're constantly being addressed, oh, that bill is coming due soon. Oh, so-and-so needs that paper by the end of the day. Hey, just so you know, a dog walked by outside. All these stupid distractions that happen, just keep shoving the turtle back in. It's back to square one again. Back to square one. Every time this happens, the turtle...
I was in the pool.
...goes and hiding again.
Yeah.
Right, I was in the pool.
Yeah, I was in the pool. That's
in the pool. Yeah.
Shrinkage. No, I just... I'd be nasty, yeah.
Seinfeld jump around. But yeah, anyway, you experience shrinkage if you don't have the right tortoise
creative
enclosure.
Shrinkage.
So basically, if you want to be creative at all, you have to have a space and a time. And, we work with what we got, obviously, but it's very important to mentally separate, which is what you're saying.
Set yourself up for success. Don't say and I thrive with working, video editing, doing whatever I do at like my girlfriend's parents has a nice big backyard. I thrive there. Gets me out of the house. It's a beautiful place to work. And it's not too dusty or musky or whatever. They have a nice little setup there. Yet again, very respectable and privileged that I can go do that. Mm-hmm. I used to work at cafes. Before I was dating her, I went to cafes, which is nice, but also very busy and kind of hectic. And my laptop is a gaming laptop because I video edit. So I'm taking out the flux capacitor on the Starbucks table, and everybody's like, wow, this guy's an asshole. Like, Woody Allen's writing a script here and he needs to take up 3 spots. Like, fuck off, dude. It's like, no, man, sorry. I'm just getting out of the house and I don't have the spot to work.
But there is something, but I'm just going to fucking interject here because I think that you and I both struggle with this a little bit, is being maybe too considerate sometimes. Right? If you just got to remember from your perspective, if you see somebody in the Starbucks with a laptop out and a couple of books and stuff working, my first thought isn't like, oh, is Woody Allen making a fucking script over here? Why does he need 3 tables? I don't care. I go, oh man, buddy's getting it. He's working.
He's working hard. And I 100% appreciate people when people do that.
Right?
Yeah,
you're seeing
totally.
that, you're going, oh wow, they're working hard. You don't go, oh my God, make some room for the rest of us, right? Yeah. But in our own head, we're scrutinizing from other people's point of view towards ourselves like we're big assholes.
I disassociate a little bit because I'm like, fuck off. Like, I need to do this. Like, it's a need, not a want. But
it's the same with posting stuff on Facebook in front of your friends and being like, man, I am totally just inundating my people with so much bullshit. I feel bad. And then the inclination is like, oh, I shouldn't post as much. But it's like, no, they know that if I want to be successful, I have to post all the time. They're not mad at me.
Yep.
Just because they didn't click like doesn't mean that they disapprove of me posting my song again.
Automatic dislike.
Oh, fuck, look at this guy again. He won't shut up about the thing that he spent 2 years making.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah. I'm trying to do something and then have it do something.
Exactly. What did you do? Where's your song? I'll click like on that shit right away.
It's like,
if you
I'm going to run a race and not do the go across the finish line. Like, I'm going to run and then right near the end, I'm going to deke right and just go, eat a bag in the bush.
Also, people post a picture of themselves. I went in the marathon and I came 638th or whatever. Like, that's the thing they post in there, and they show the picture of themselves running through the finish line.
Yeah, it's like, good for you.
great.
Yeah.
The thing is, they don't need anybody to do anything about it. It's not like and subscribe to support my running a marathon once.
You
like,
did it. Yeah.
You did it, right? No, what I need is to ask people to do something, unfortunately, is like go like and subscribe the songs so that the robots of the algorithmic gods understand that my shit is technically good.
Yeah, it's
right?
objectively
I'm trying
good,
to
yeah.
prove,
Or
it's
even
like,
this podcast, it needs to be. It's just the way it is. Like I love doing this, and this is what me and Daniel here hope to do full time is entertain and stuff like that. Amongst a lot of other people that wish to do this, it's a very admirable or wanting job. A lot of people want to do it, but at the end of the day, it is what you got to do. You got to share it, and you can't feel the guilt of putting pressure on anybody or feeling any sort of tenseness of sharing your stuff. Be proud of it.
I've got this like weird thing that I'm struggling with where it's like I want people to know already about it somehow.
Yeah.
It's like I already wish that they just already
I wish
followed
I didn't have
me
to tell them. I wish
magically.
I had like a marketer. There's
I wish they could just turn on their TV and be like, oh, there's Dan, let's watch that. Instead of Dan having to be like, by the way, watch my show. I have a show again. The show's coming.
You can't help but feel self-righteous or self-indulgent by pushing your own shit. Like, I am so good.
Look at how
my stuff
important
is
Dan thinks he is.
And then you can't help but think that either. And it's one of those things where it's like, well, until I am Joe Rogan making millions per episode and have a publicist, I got to be the publicist. It's just the way it is. That's just the way the world works.
It's like, I even worry about it. It's like people are like, oh, of course he's got a podcast. He thinks he has something to say. How arrogant. It's like, well, you know what? I can't worry about the people that view me that way.
No.
I can't look because I know that I'm not a huge arrogant motherfucker. If they actually listen to the podcast, they'd know how often I second guess myself and give caveats and say, I'm probably wrong, but... and stuff like that. Right? I don't think I'm so smart and correct and perfect and blah, blah, blah. But like, that doesn't mean I don't want to have a podcast.
Yeah.
Just because I don't think that I'm a doctor doesn't mean I don't want to talk on the mic to my friends and make them feel better.
There's a lot of people out there that have a lot of different takes and whatever. And I like voicing my opinion
because I love myself so much. I just want to talk.
It's therapeutic, man. Having a good solid conversation, no bars hold. Doing what we do is it's just one of those things, and that's at the end of the day. As long as you love doing it, and hopefully other people will eventually, then that's the point of it. And you can't. I don't know. This is an inspo sesh for people who are holding themselves back, like we have probably a little bit.
I've been holding myself back so hard, dude.
And it's kind of like a self-talk.
Not sharing what I've been doing.
About not sharing. And it's just one of those things where you think people are going to judge you and they say a thing. And if they do, who cares? And if they don't, awesome.
But I was saying to you before off mic, like that I've been burned before where I've got a project that I'm very excited about. I tell people on social media, here's what's coming. It's going to be awesome. And then circumstances being what they were, I didn't get that thing done. In fact, still haven't got that thing done, right? That album or whatever it was that I said was coming. And now I feel like I'm a big failure and a big fraud and like I've lost my chance. Like people are going to read, oh, big things coming. Yeah, fucking right.
Yeah,
and just ignore me, right? Because Boy Who Cried Wolf said things were going to happen and then they didn't. So now I'm terrified until I have those wave files or those finished products or maybe like a bunch of episodes already up of my podcast ready for people to go look at and see, oh, he's been doing this for a while. I don't feel like I can tell everybody, hey, I have a podcast. If I have one episode of a podcast out, do I really have a podcast?
Yeah.
Like I do, but
typically no, not theoretically.
But that might be right? Like technically yes, but is he going to follow it up? Is he going to keep going?
And you know what? And that's the thing that I came back with and was saying, because we were talking about this before. It's one of those things where when you're not privileged yet enough or whatever to have that as your full-time job, it is very hard to make those promises and follow through to a certain degree because life happens. Like we all have day jobs. We all have significant others / relationships with family and friends. We all have all these other things. And I'm not saying that all these people that are full-time podcasters don't. I'm just saying that with me and Dan's lives, where our 9 to 5s and projects are based on other stuff that we don't really want to be doing, there's so many circumstances rather than the person who's full time is to make sure that episode comes out or they don't get paid. Like, oh, big things coming next week. If I don't do this, I lose my podcast because I'm a podcaster. It's like that's up until the point where you can do that. It's better to be like, hey, I just did this rather than big things coming. But I think I have enough confidence in this.
Maybe me too, man. One thing to maybe like a parting thing to think of as far as that goes is sort of just I'm trying to do the whole like Buddhist thing where you remember it's like ordinary mind or whatever it's called, where you're like essentially the parable that I heard kind of is like the I think there's two ways that they described it on this podcast. One is that there's like the old thinking exercise where you've got a duck and it's in a bottle.
Right.
It's inside a glass bottle and you want to get the duck out of the bottle. But but you don't want to break the bottle. And it's like physically impossible to do that. But then the person who's giving you the question of how to do this puzzle says, well, the duck's already out of the bottle. And you go, wait, what? It's already solved.
It's like some...
Right? That's the exercise right there.
Mufasa.
So the other way to look at it, I don't know what you mean by that, but it's Mufasa.
That's so Mufasa.
You mean Rafiki? Or what?
That's it. I was trying
I know
to...
you mean Rafiki. Jesus Christ.
Yes, that's so Rafiki. Yes.
Every time anything is wise, it's Rafiki.
That's Rafiki. That's
but
what
I knew what you meant.
That was so Rafiki. Now
Follow Rafiki. He knows the way.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Why are you mad? It happened in the past. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. It's
doesn't
in the
matter.
past.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going for.
I know. I got you now. But
Nice.
anyway, so the other way to look at that same Buddhist thought exercise is the student calls across the river to his teacher. He says, I want to get to the other side. And his teacher yells across to him, you are on the other side.
That's trippy.
Right? So this is what I'm saying. So I guess what I mean by all this shit and the way I'm taking what they said and what I mean this to be is you and I especially have this thing where I go, eventually it's going to be so good. Once I have a podcast, once I'm being paid, once I'm blah, 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 once we're over this hill, once we're over the wall, once this thing happens, then there's this magic promised land. Like everything will be fine once we finally... But what the Buddhist teaching is saying is that you're already there. Like, what do we want out of this, right? Well, we want to be podcasters. Well, guess what? We're fucking chilling right here. We're doing it.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, the fact that it's happening is...
Just because we want to get paid for it, that'll come eventually. But like, just always remember, not just appreciate all you have, but what that means to appreciate all you have is to like appreciate where you are in the process right now. You're actually
don't discredit yourself.
Yeah, don't discredit yourself. Don't get despair about like, oh man, one day, if we're sitting here going, Dylan, one day we're gonna have a podcast.
Yeah.
Dude, one day, and then everything will be dope, Can't wait. Things are not dope yet, but they will be cool.
Yeah.
Everything will be cool eventually. That's bad. Don't think like that. Things are cool right now.
That's true.
We're doing it. We're
appreciate.
in it.
Yeah, appreciate.
We're already in it.
Carpe diem, yeah. I mean, as basic as that sentence is.
That's what they're trying to tell you. They're trying to say, like there's no, and I'm always trying to remind myself now too. It's like, once this album is done, X. Yeah. Once I'm done this project, I'll be able to X. Once I do this, I'll that. So like someone who very rarely completes 100% of a project, this is going to be a really stressful way for me to live, is always thinking that in the future, things will be better. Always, once we hit over this fucking hurdle, things will be better. That's bad. That's really unhealthy for my brain.
I guess essentially you're hindering yourself by stressing yourself out with it rather than just enjoying it.
It means I'll never be there.
Motivating yourself.
It means I'll never be there, is what it means.
If you're constantly, there's one more thing that would make it dope.
Right.
It never ends.
Right.
There's always one. Yeah. So
the other way that they said, and I'll poach it off this same podcast. Another way that they described it was, and I just loved it because, and it's Duncan Trussell, by the way, no mystery of what podcast I love. Duncan Trussell's Family Hour podcast with the one that was with a guy named Daniele Bolelli, who also has a podcast called History on Fire that you should definitely check out. Duncan Trussell, Daniele Bolelli. Anyway, these two beautiful dudes are just talking, and one of the things they were talking about was, and Daniele's like a Taoist practitioner. Anyway, so they were saying like, there's some people, in order to be happy in life, the metaphor is like a jigsaw puzzle, right?
Right.
It's got, say, a lot of people, their puzzle has 50 pieces, and it's like one of those kid puzzles they can switch together. And the closer they get to finishing that, the more satisfied and complete they feel in their life, right? Some people, like maybe yourself and I, have 50,000 piece puzzles that we aren't going to be happy unless they're fucking getting real close to done, or maybe completely done. Right. And that's almost never going to be done. So if you think about it for a while, and part of what Duncan was saying is that while you're doing the puzzle, no matter how crazy it is, if 50 pieces, 50,000 pieces, while you're doing it, you're going to start blaming shit that happens. Oh, the wind fucking blew half the pieces off the thing when Buddy opened the door. Why do you have to open the door? My cat came along and walked across it. Now 3 out of those pieces all became loose, and fuck, I'm going backwards here. Right. That's life. That's regular life. That's like regular setbacks, right? So if you just stop for a moment and go, why am I fucking around with this 50,000 piece puzzle? Why don't I just stop for a minute and be happy that I'm doing a puzzle?
That I got a corner.
or that I got a corner.
Right.
I got this whole corner. It looks like something now, and it's taking shape. And I'm happy because the point of this thing is to do a puzzle. People who do puzzles aren't like, I fucking need a puzzle to be finished.
Yeah.
It's not like you
just buy you buy a picture.
Yeah, exactly. Buy a picture.
You just buy a picture.
You're not just upset that it's in pieces and need it to be back together. The fact of the matter is you want it to do it, right? And so you're in the middle of it. We are currently in the middle of putting our puzzle together, and that's fun.
Yes.
That's good. We're winning.
That's right.
Right.
That's
So
That's good. That's good. I need to hear that stuff because it is stressful. I
could tell because you're like, so you get yourself really wound up. Like, eventually it'll be fine, and once we do this, and eventually, blah, blah, blah.
I'm a huge
like that
candidate
too.
of that. Yeah.
Right. So we're always thinking that there's a big wall, and on the other side of it lies all the green grass.
Berlin. Yeah.
And I'm not Berlin. And I don't just mean the green grass metaphor where, everything's better over there, and it won't be. Yeah. I mean, it is, but it's also green here. Remember? Right. That's all. Anyway, that's my long-winded
that's a good thing.
I just took that from a different podcast completely and was just kind of touched by it. I'm like, I needed to hear that shit.
Elaborated, and I do too. And I think a lot of people need to hear that sort of stuff.
You are there right now. You're there. If you're on the path, you're there.
I think this is the way I look at it subjectively or whatever. There's people that are like tradespeople that are like construction people or what have you. And they're like very technical. Their lives are 9 to 5. They work, they go home, they drink a beer, they eat their dinner, they hang out with their wife, and then they go to bed, rinse and repeat all day. They retire happy as a clam.
And that's okay for them.
Okay. And that is totally chill and stuff like that. And then there's the people that are creative types like me and you in this day and age where everybody wants to be a creative type.
That terrifies me.
And there's, and it's, or even the people that aren't creative want to be the creative type. And it's such a vast sea. And it's like one of those things is like, for us, it's like, okay, I get home from work. Now I'm going to work and I'm going to continue on. Like Diablo 4 just came out. I really want to play it.
I want it so bad.
But I haven't played or bought a video game in 1 year because every time I play a video game, I'm guilty. I'm like, I should be editing something on Premiere. I'm on my computer and I'm not doing work. I feel guilty about that. And
it's a balance thing though. You got to remember that is okay sometimes too.
It is, but I think something with a video game for me personally, and I just know myself that I think could be one way too far. Like I would get distracted too much. So I'm not even putting myself in that situation. It's like, I want to work. I'm young. I want to work. And it's my joy. And I do enjoy editing and stuff like that. Like it does give me joy and stuff like that. But that's the thing where there's like the two different styles of life. And that's why I do feel in shambles half the time. It's because like, okay, these people are so content with their not simple, but simple lives, right? Where I always have to be stressing about 5 different things that I'm doing after my day job is done. Like my 9 to 5 is done, and my day is just beginning.
That's why that is the feeling of why. That's how I know that I want more, and that's how you know that you want more. And
exactly.
In fact, I've been told before by somebody very wise that is a good thing, and that the fact that you're feeling that feeling is not bad. It's good. It means that you want more. It means that you're driving to get more. My very wise friend James told me, he's just like, don't look at that in a bad way.
Right.
Look at that like, oh, you're discontented right now. Good. That means that there's room for change.
Right.
If you were just sitting there thinking, I'm the best I can ever be, I am fucking perfect.
Yeah.
Then are you going to grow?
No.
Are you going to push yourself to grow? I'm capped out. I'm good. I'm at the best I'll ever be. Yeah, right. Who the fuck?
You're
what's
level
wrong
9,
with you?
And that's as far as you want to go.
Yeah. It sounds like you stunted yourself. Is if you think that, then you're ruining your chance at growth, right? So don't be, be discontented and be like, I want more. That's a good thing. But don't be so despairing that says that I can't relax.
Yeah.
Because you could get hit by a bus tomorrow. Don't forget.
Right.
Don't forget that you could always do that. If you're sitting there, if you're one of these people who, like my parents, who worked so hard.
Right.
And they worked so hard, but they're saying to themselves, like I would say, Dad, you should read this book. These books are incredible. Once I retire. Okay, sure. Yeah. Has he read the books now that he's retired? No. It sounds like that was an excuse for eventually, right?
Yeah.
Eventually, down the road.
Right.
So if you're always just saying, like, it's one thing to procrastinate work,
right?
But it's another thing to completely procrastinate living life well,
right?
Right? I won't allow myself to enjoy something until X.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not going to let myself play a video game until I'm a fucking famous filmmaker.
Right.
What?
Right.
You know what I mean? Right.
Yeah.
So like, just think about it. You could put a limit on it, right? That feeling, that guilt, you could put a limit on it and go, okay, I should probably get to work now.
Right.
Or, I should wait until after I'm done work and then play my video game. But don't do the thing that I worry that a lot of people do. And they say,
burn yourself out, essentially.
I'm not going to enjoy anything until it's time. And that time may never fucking come because you don't know how to enjoy anything now.
And that's so true. And actually, I've been doing what I've been doing for many, many years, and I've been striving and going forward. And it's a big, long process, and it's a lot of work, and I appreciate that now. And I never gave myself the benefit of the doubt for the longest time. And actually, in the last like probably 2 to 3 months, I've actually implemented myself to have Sundays. Sundays are the day that I like 9 times out of 10 will have off of work. If not 10 times out of 10, I'll have Sundays off from work.
Yeah.
And that is the day that I don't do anything.
Chilling.
I chill. I relax. I take care of myself.
Yeah,
I go play cards with my girlfriend's family and just hang out in the sun. I go, Sunday is the day where I'm like, okay, this is where I'm going to gear down and take care of and everybody's like, yeah, you need to do that. You have to do that.
Your work will benefit from it too.
Exactly.
You have to go do stuff or else you have to go have experiences. Most writers and filmmakers and creative people will tell you, any of the ones that are successful,
right?
They'll say, what's the secret? What's the secret to being a better writer?
Right.
Well, the writer will say, go live life, go experience some things, go look at some shit.
Don't close yourself off and just stress yourself out. And that's the other thing too. It's like, you got to look at work weeks, as a start and a finish. So starting Monday is obviously, it's very typical, but it starts Monday and then it ends Sunday.
So why not?
And basically where I'm going with this is you have to have a light at the end of the tunnel. There has to be, at the end of your work week, there has to be a light at the end of the tunnel. If it's just like, oh, I'm going to Sunday, oh, it's more tunnel, and you just keep working, you're going to drive yourself postal. You're going to drive yourself mad. If you're just going through a tunnel and there's never an escape.
And guess what? Your creative side can never come out. Remember?
Exactly. So that's where I find, it took me a long time to figure that out, honestly. Like I'm almost 30 now, and it's taken me so long. Like I'm like, I will relax when I'm at a position where I feel like I am content with what I'm doing,
but
which
that
will
may
never
happen.
Exactly.
Right? You learn, okay, I'm never actually done this road.
Yeah. And
I'm never going to be off of this
finally got
path.
to a point where I'm like, you know what? Light at the end of the tunnel, Sundays, that's my chill day. Every other day I'm going to work. And like, that's what I said. Like, even with video games, like I probably would be fine with implementing like a time amount on certain stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like, I am more content working and being on my computer. And when I'm on my computer doing work and stuff like that. So D4, I will get you, but it's no rush.
No rush. That's where I'm at with it too. Although I did see a badass DJ Questlove posted or whatever. Did you see that?
No.
Oh, he posted it on the thing or whatever. He was like, he said, I'm posting this just because of the genius marketing timing or whatever. And like, it shows like the Times Square giant fucking Diablo 4 launch that says, welcome to hell, New York. And like the fucking smoke in the background is all yellow, orange sky. It's so gnarly looking. It looks like they're in hell. Yeah.
That's
like
awesome.
Blizzard lit the fires. Like fucking, it looks so brutal, man. Like it's just like, welcome to hell, New York, with this like yellow,
apocalyptic,
orange sky.
Fucking lighting out. Yeah. Well, I think that shall wrap this all together.
Yeah, we could chat forever, dude.
Yeah,
but
we can keep running.
We're gonna save some for the next time.
So if you take anything from what we said, I would say be a good person. Don't burn yourself out. Conspiracies are real. Sponsored by KK Crap and Crunch. Crap and Crunch.
Crap and Crunch. I like that. Crap and Crunch.
Crap and Crunch. And all around, if you like us, enjoy us, please rate us 5 stars. And if you dislike, please just
shut the hell up.
Just shut the hell up. Yeah. Don't say Bud Light. Just walk away.
Yeah, don't say LOL Bud Light. Don't say anything stupid.
Don't say that. Just walk away. Yeah.
Or you know what? Go ahead and do that, but you're just flagging, hey, look, everybody, I'm a huge idiot over here. Look.
Yeah. But if you do, and it's so in your essence to rate us on whatever platform you're on, that would be very helpful, because we do want to make this a full-time
really
thing.
Appreciate it, man. Like, we want to keep bringing these to you. So thank you very much for your support. If you're out there, if not, share it around, like and subscribe,
and the whole rigmarole of everything that you got to do.
We would ask you to do. Thank you.
And I'm not feeling bad about repping ourselves, because that's what you got to do. Anyways, if anybody asks, tell them these are my friends. You are our friends. These are my friends. We are your friends. You are our friends. These are my friends.
TrMF. These are my friends. The big peace out.
Peace.